Hey, 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 it's your boy Jimmy P back with another edition of Jimmy P Talks Movies, where we talk about the greatest and coolest stuff going on from horror movies past and present. And today is a very special episode because we're talking about a company that's near and dear to my heart from my childhood and even going on strong today, and that is Full Moon Pictures. So Full Moon Pictures was founded in 1988 by a director and creative mind, Charles Band. Now he comes from a family of Hollywood. His father is a very famous director. His brother is also a director slash composer, mainly just composer. They had the backing of Paramount, and this company put out such classics as Puppet Master, Trancers, Subspecies, crazy indie favorites like Arcade, a guilty pleasure of mine, Seed People, and just a whole plethora of like crazy B movies of all genres. And you know, having the backing of Paramount, they were able to pull off some crazy special effects. Now this was at the end of the 80s and into the early 90s, so it's crazy that during this time you're getting stop motion animation, crazy like old school laser beam lights and stuff when people are shooting ray guns and stuff, robots, just bringing everything back from like, I don't know. Full Moon has a very 50s, 60s schlockish vibe to them, but with like modern concepts, gore, nudity, everything that you need to be a successful horror movie during that particular time period. So I grew up during the time of video rental stores, being able to go and rent the newest flicks every weekend, because that's really all that there really was to do in my town, or that I enjoyed during my childhood. And Full Moon was a direct-to-video company pumping out anywhere from 10 to 12 movies a year. Freaking awesome. Puppet Master was like a huge success for them, which kickstarted their ability to start producing all these movies. And you know, when you go to the video store during that time and you've seen a Full Moon movie, that you are gonna not only get a ridiculous movie, but you are gonna get your money's worth. Because another awesome feature about Full Moon movies is like they were like pioneers of this crazy thing where at the end, it's kind of like special features before there were special features, because they had this video magazine at the end of every episode called Video Zone, where they talk about the actors in the movies, special effects, you go behind the scenes. Sometimes they'll show you trailers for upcoming stuff. Like at the beginning of every episode, Charles Band is there talking to you from the set of another movie that's coming out, and then you get a sneak preview of that. He goes into a little detail about the movie that you just watched. Boom, then you're in the next part of the Video Zone, and they have these crazy like bumpers in between like the different segments, and you might get actor spotlight, director spotlight, with an in-depth interview with either an actor for Full Moon that, you know, reappears all the time, such as Jeffrey Combs. He's in a couple of Full Moon flicks, such as Castle Freak and Dr. Mordred, which I just watched last night. Freaking ridiculous. But, you know, you get music videos, all kinds of stuff. And, you know, these could be anywhere from an extra 20 minutes to a half an hour added to the, you know, the end of your tape. The first Puppet Master came with like this crazy hour-long documentary called No Strings Attached, and that was super popular, and that's what kicked all that off. Crazy fact, Paramount actually made Charles Band pay for the extra tape needed to put that stuff on there. So if you were a fan watching that back then, he was showing you love. But these were all low budget, high concept, with like people that were actually trying. I actually met and talked to a guy on Amino that I had met through the Gore Club chat. His name was Tony FX, and he was actually a special effects guy on some of their movies like Bad Channels and stuff. Shout outs Tony if you're watching this. But so many people worked on those films. Many famous directors, Ted Nicolau, Stuart Gordon, just to name a few, Charles Band himself. But phenomenal movies. Lots of franchises that I just immediately was attached to. Demonic Toys, Puppet Master. There's a theme there with the toys. That's like their niche. And there's like their most popular franchises. But, you know, that's not their only stuff. They got Subspecies, which is a vampire series, which I really enjoy. They just have really good stories, decent effects, beautiful women. It's everything you would want in a movie, but it has that schlocky mentality, so you don't have to take it too seriously. Some of them try to be. Most of them don't succeed though. So the golden era of Full Moon Pictures was 1998 to like 1995, and that's when they had like the full support of Paramount Pictures, and you were just getting all of these crazy franchises and franchise sequels and all this cool stuff. About 95 though, the direct-to-video market was on the downtick, and Paramount was, you know, going through some restriction and stuff, and so they just put them out on their own. At this point, you'll notice like a slight drop in quality, but not quite to the level where they're at now. But this was like the beginning of, I don't know, I want to call it somewhat of a decline. At some point, they go full independent. They're their own production company. They still retain the rights to most of their films, and they continue making like new interpretations, sequels of the movies. They've made some new franchises. The Ginger Dead Man, Evil Bong, Killjoy, which I enjoy a couple of those movies. They're kind of funny, among others. Some good, some super bad. But it's crazy that Full Moon is still kicking it today, making movies. I just recently watched the newest Puppet Master, and holy crap, they're still good. They're crazy, and I'm always looking forward to seeing new ones of those. I recently got a year subscription to the Full Moon streaming service because they have this crazy deal right now where you can get it for a year for $60, and then they send you a promo code where you can either get the Puppet Master 12-disc Blu-ray set complete, or you can have your name in the film credits for like their next movie, which currently was the Ginger Weed Man. So they're making some weird gingerbread weed crossover movie, I guess. I don't know. But I wanted the Puppet Master box set, obviously, so I got my promo code for that and sent for that off. Plus, I have a year of this Full Moon streaming service, and I've been taking full advantage of it these last couple of days and just been watching so many classics. It's freaking ridiculous. Full Moon was amazing for, you know, the amount of effort and there's the variety of crap they were putting out during my childhood. So many memories watching all these awesome movies and, you know, talking to them about my friends. Hey man, did you see this crazy movie where this little puppet comes out with a little torch and torches a little kid for whipping him? Just crazy stuff like that. And, you know, they tried all different kinds of genres. There's this little independent zombie movie that they did that's not the best, but it's not terrible, and I like a lot of it, called The Dead Hate the Living. Bad Channels is a crazy alien movie about an alien who's capturing women through crazy dreams with like rock music, and they've got a radio DJ hostage. It's just insane. My recommendations, if you're gonna check out Full Moon, definitely the Puppet Master series, especially Part 2. Part 2 is my favorite. You don't necessarily have to watch Part 1 to know what's going on in Part 2, and I just like the introduction of one of the characters and how that goes, and the brutality of that one, the characters. Just, I like that one the best. If you like a different one, let me know in the comments. I'd like to hear which Puppet Master you guys think is the best. Demonic Toys, the first one for sure, is absolutely ridiculous. Subspecies 1 and 2, super ridiculous. Dr. Mordred is a fun sorcery, wizardry movie, and Jeffrey Combs plays an over-the-top, like, stoic druid wizard master of the universe. I just watched it last night. Super nuts. Bad Channels, Seed People. There's a bunch of awesome H.P. Lovecraft adapted ones. Castle Freak, which was directed by Stuart Gordon and has Barbara Crampton. And Jeffrey Combs is an all-time classic. The Lurking Fear is nuts. It's got my girl from Hellraiser, Ashley Lawrence, and is a pretty awesome tale of some creepy crawlers living under a cemetery in a cursed family. Blood Dolls, like all their original like stuff that they had to do with the puppets and the toys is pretty damn awesome. I really enjoyed those. They have these crazy mech movies, Robot Wars, Crash and Burn, Robo Jocks. Oh, all those robot movies are freaking ridiculous. They have a pretty stellar cast in most of them. Over the top villains, super awesome stop motion animation and like scale miniature freaking robot destruction. Awesome, awesome. They just cranked out so many iconic franchises to me. It's absolutely ridiculous. And they're still going strong today. Like I said, I have their streaming service. They putting out like 3 or 4 movies a year. I mean, this year though, they're doing some crazy Deadly 10 where they put out 1 movie every month or like a show. And like, that's going really strong. And I just watched like their newest Video Zone that's on the stream, and they're talking about the new movie that they're shooting. And I just was back to my childhood. It was freaking ridiculous. Anyways, I really, really love this franchise. Super happy to see that they've succeeded after all these years. And I just got nostalgic and wanted to talk to you guys about it a little bit. Anyways, let me know if you've seen any full moon pictures or what is iconic to you guys. Also, let me know if you're looking forward to any of these new full moon movies that are coming out. Even if you hate them, let me know why you hate them, because I just like to know what you guys are thinking about. Anyways, thanks for checking out this video. Like, share, subscribe. I have to do all that stuff because I'd really like for you guys to do that. Help out the channel. Let us know that you like the content we're putting out. For Rada Peach Productions, I'm Jimmy P. Enjoy this little montage. I'll see you later.
Wanting for someone to play with its toys.